Hi and welcome to the new class. So पिले माने आज आमे तुम दशम श्रेणी कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश रो जो चैप्टर टी पढ़िबा से चैप्टर ना हला फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार. सो प्रथमे लीडिंग पार्ट को जीवा देखिबा. तबे सर्वप्रथम एटी कहबा को चाहिबी जे फॉर्मलिन कोन. फॉर्मलिन होउछ गोटे केमिकल जहा कि आमर व्यवहार करा जाए विभिन्न प्रकार शरीर अंग प्रत्यंग को सतेज रखापी दीर्घ दिन पर्यंत जहाँ को परवर्ती मुहूर्त में परीक्षा निरीक्षा करा जाय परिबो. जहाँकि फॉर्मलिन रो मध्य लिखिछि इट्स अ सिंपल केमिकल कंपाउंड मेड ऑफ हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन एंड कार्बन. तो हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन एवं कार्बन रे तैयारी यह एक केमिकल कंपाउंड. ओके तबे फॉर्मलिन जार गोटे जार जो थे फॉर्मलिन रे किछि रखा जाइछि. तो फॉर्मलिन फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार. तेणु फॉर्मलिन जार भितरु कौन कौन कि किछि कहूछि. फॉर्मलिन जार भितरु कौन किछि जिनस विजिबल होउछि कौन होउछि फॉर्मलिन जार भितरु को वार्ता आम पाखकु आसुछि. इट्स अ वेरी पैथेटिक वेरी ट्रेजेडिक पोएम. आ कौन वार्ता रही. इज देयर एनीथिंग मोरल बिहाइंड दिस. किछि नैतिक शिक्षा यही पोएम को पाठ कले आमको मिल पार कि. सो दिस पोएम इज ऑल अबाउट दिस. सो डू यू नो दैट द रोड एक्सीडेंट्स आर वेरी कॉमन इन इंडिया नाउ अ डेज. यू विल बी शॉक्ड टू नो दैट 1,52,000 people died in India, including 5,315 in Odisha in 2018 as a result of road accidents. The number of those who get injured or disabled is nearly 3 to 4 times higher than the number of deaths. Increasing incidents of traffic violation and lack of awareness about safety rules have turned out to be the major factors of such death. The WHO, World Health Organization, has identified 5 major risk factors of road injuries such as speed, alcohol, seat belt, helmet, and visibility. We can also add distracted driving such as using cell phones or listening to music while driving. Besides, tiredness and unsafe roads are the major reasons for death. Let's read an interesting poem from the Formalin jar to know about road safety. So पिले माने ए जो रीडिंग पार्ट टा को पढ़िली वर्तमान समस्त बुझिबा पई जदि यार ओडिया सारांश दिया जिवो जे कोन तुमे जानि छ कि वर्तमान सड़क दुर्घटना होउची भारत रे गोटे समस्या बा गोटे नीतिदिनिया दुर्घटन परिणत है. तुमको जाणिकी आश्चर्य हेबो जे 2018 मसीह 1,52,000 लोक रोड एक्सीडेंट मरीथिले जो मध्य कि 5,315 जन ओडिशा रे रोड एक्सीडेंट जो मृत्युवरण करथिले. आ बहुत समय रे रोड एक्सीडेंट रे जेतिकी डेथ हुए जेतिकी मृत्यु लोक जेतिकी लोक मृत्युवरण करती तार 3 गुणा रु 4 गुणा अधिक लोक भिन्नक्षम हो जाती रोगग्रस्त हो जाती. ये सब दुर्घटना परे जेतिकी लोक तो मरी जाती किंतु जेतिकी लोक दुर्घटनाग्रस्त हुअंती किछि समय मानसिक विकलांग बा शारीरिक विकलांग मध्य हो जाती एभली रोड एक्सीडेंट द्वारा. तो ट्रैफिक वायोलेशन जो ट्रैफिक नियम रही से नियम को उल्लंघन करने द्वारा बा अधिक मात्रा रे ट्रैफिक नियम को उल्लंघन करने द्वारा एवं सतर्कता लोकंक भितरे न रहिबाटा ही एई भली दुर्घटनार प्रमुख 2 कारण. WHO बा विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन मध्य आइडेंटिफाई करिछि जे 5टी मेजर आउ रिस्क फैक्टर. से 5टी रिस्क फैक्टर जो ये सबू सड़क दुर्घटना पछरे जो 5टी मुख्य फैक्टर रही से गुड़िक है बेग, निशा, सीट बेल्ट न बांधिबा, हेलमेट परिधान न करिबा एवं विजिबिलिटी. बहुत समय मध्य विभिन्न लोकों को देखा जाए नाही. एवं सेठी आहुरी मध्य कौन से संजोग करा जाय परिबो. वी कैन आल्सो ऐड डिस्ट्रैक्टेड ड्राइविंग. बहुत समय लोक माने अन्यमनस्क होई गाड़ी चलाती ताहा द्वारा मध्य एक्सीडेंट हुए एज यूजिंग सेल फोन आमे रास्ता रे गला बेलू जदि कथा हेकि जाउथुबा बा गीत शुणुथिबा ताहले ये मध्य सड़क दुर्घटना को निमंत्रण करे। अनेक समय लोक माने क्लांत हो जाइथांती बा अनेक समय रास्ता मध्य दायी थाए रास्ता मध्य अनेक समय स्मूथ न थाए विपज्जनक थाए तेणु लोक मानकर विभिन्न प्रकार भूल भटका रहुची सीट बेल्ट न बांधिबा मद पी गाड़ी चलेबा लोकों को ठीक रे देखा न जीवाटा भी लोकंकर गोटे प्रकार दोष फोन रे गला बेलू कथा हेकि जीवा रास्ता जदि खराब रहिला जदि जड़े जन को निद लगुच जड़े टायर्ड अच्छी से गाड़ी चलाऊँच 2 व्हीलर हो कि 3 व्हीलर हो कि 4 व्हीलर हो यही सब कारण गुड़िक हूँ रोड एक्सीडेंट रो प्रमुख कारण। तेणु बर्तमान ये रोड सेफ्टी विषय रे आउ टिके सचेतन होगापाई टू गेट मोर अवेयरनेस टू बी मोर कॉन्शियस रिगार्डिंग द रोड सेफ्टी वी शैल recite and understand the poem from the formalin jar. Okay, let's listen to the poem. Like, listen to your teacher as he or she reads the poem aloud with proper rhythm. Don't open the books while listening. Okay, कविता टी को पढ़िला बेले बही खोलिबो नाही. Your teacher will read it aloud for the second time. You listen to him or her, then read the poem silently and answer the questions that follow. Okay, तो बर्तमान आमे पिले यार टेक्स्ट को जीवा कौन रही फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार। फॉर्मलिन जार रु कौन संदेश आसूची प्रतीकात्मक भाव से कौन अच्छी कौन पाई फॉर्मलिन जार इट्स लाइक क्वाइट न्यूटर गोटे क्लीबलिंग गोटे जार हूँ गोटे जार रो जीवन ना जार भितर कौन एमती किसी जीवंत वस्तु रही कि जहाँ किसी वार्ता दौची से कथाटी देखा। Hi, I am Vicky's brilliant brain sitting in a formalin jar with disdain on display to promote knowledge gain, watching people stare at me again and again. तो जार भितर जड़े कहूची जड़े कहूनी एठी हाय आई एम बिकीज ब्रिलियंट ब्रेन सो गोटे फॉर्मलिन जार रे प्रिजर्व करी गोटे ब्रेन बा मानव मस्तिष्क को रखा जाइछि आ से मानव मस्तिष्क कहूची हाय आई एम बिकीज ब्रिलियंट ब्रेन। विकी होउची एठी गोटे चरित्रर ना जो लोकटी रोड एक्सीडेंट रे चली जाइछि सही लोकर यह होउची गोटे काल्पनिक ना। आमे या परे परे ए जिनसटा को आउ टिके डिटेल रे पढ़िबा जे यार ए पोएम रो पोएट किए एभली नामकरण से कहीं करिसंती सेटा आमे आगु को पढ़िबा। तो प्रथम ए जिनसटा देखिबा कोन जे हाय आई एम बिकीज ब्रिलियंट ब्रेन। विकी बोली गोटे चरित्र विकी बोली जड़े नवजुवकर मु होउची तार बुद्धिदीप्त मस्तिष्क बिकज विकी वाज अ पर्सन हु वाज क्वाइट इंटेलिजेंट। ए कथाटा केमिति एटा आगु को अछि ए देखिबा। हाय आई एम विकीज ब्रिलियंट ब्रेन मु होउची विकीर अति बुद्धिमान मस्तिष्क। सिटिंग इन अ फॉर्मलिन जार विथ डिस्डेन वर्तमान कौन करिछि ना फॉर्मलिन जार रे मु मौन हेई बसी रहिछि विथ डिस्डेन। डिस्डेन होउची आदरहीन भावरे नो वन केयर्स फॉर मी नो वन आस्क्स फॉर मी नो वन लाइक्स फॉर मी नो वन इंटरैक्ट्स विथ मी। The question of my choice, the question of my likes and dislikes is no more. So sitting in a formalin jar with disdain. So I am Vicky's brilliant brain and right now I am sitting in a formalin jar with disdain. That means no one takes care of mine. No one looks after me. On display to promote knowledge gain, watching people stare at me again and again. On display, so the brain has been preserved. ताको संरक्षित करिक रखा है गोटे फॉर्मलिन जार रे। ओके, on display to promote knowledge gain, प्रमोट करिवा पई ज्ञानर सूचक हिसाब से रखा जाइछि। ता माने कोन ना फ्रॉम द ब्रेन स्पेसिमेन आमे जानिचे कौन सी गोटे नमूना जदि रखा जाई थाए दैट मे बी योर कौन सी संग्रहालय रे किछि भी जिनस जदि रखा जाइछि सेटा भविष्यत रे ताकू लोक माने देखिबे सेतिरु किछि शिखिबे बोली तेणु डाक्तरी विज्ञान रे द मेडिकल साइंस स्टूडेंट्स एंड द डॉक्टर्स दे can use this specimen, they can study this specimen and they can learn many things about the construction of human body, its functionalities and all. So this brain has been preserved in a formalin jar, and it's a well visible formalin jar, it's a transparent jar, so that the doctors and the medical science students they can visualize the construction of the brain, how it works and all. तो गोटे नमूना को देखिकी से बहुत कथा जानी हुए तेणु से जिनटा को कवि लिखिंट ऑन डिस्प्ले टू प्रमोट नॉलेज गेन दैट मीन्स राइट नाउ आई एम दैट ब्रेन व्हिच इज डिस्टेन नो वन केयर्स फॉर मी बट आई एम यूज्ड टू मेक द स्टूडेंट्स understood about the brain and its functionality or its design or construction. So on display to promote knowledge gain मते गोटे नमूना हिसाब रे रखी दिया जाइछि जहा कि परवर्ती मुहूर्त रे डाक्तर आउ मेडिकल साइंस रो छात्र मानक द्वारा अनुध्यान रो विषय पालटी जाए मते सेमाने देखि बस मनुष्य मस्तिष्क रो गठन कार्य एगुड़ा को से शिखती टू प्रमोट नॉलेज गेन वाचिंग पीपल स्टेयर मी एट अगेन एंड अगेन फॉर्मालिन जार भितर मु खाली बसिनी मु एक कथा देखुची जे लोक माने थर को थर बारंबार मो आड़ को दे आर स्टेयरिंग एट मी स्टेयर मान हैला इफ यू लुक एट समथिंग विथ वेरी इंटेंसिटी विथ इंटेंस लुक्स स्टेयर करबा गोटे जिंस को निरीखे की देखिबा what is this. So watching people stare me at again and again to look at somebody or something for a long time, that is stare. So the first stanza is over. Hi, mu hauchi bikiro sehi brilliant brain sitting in a formalin jar with disdain. No one cares for me. I am that brain of Biki who is now sitting in a formalin jar with no care, with no love, and simply people, medical science students and doctors see me, watch me and observe me to get some knowledge about the human brain, and I can see that, and I am watching people staring at me again and again. So this was the first stanza. So now see the second stanza. How insulting to be called a specimen. 2 years ago I was a part of a living human. I got no stroke, tumor or box within, yet ended up in this jar to my chagrin. से वर्तमान से जो मस्तिष्कटी जहाँ को संरक्षित कर रखा जाइए से कहूँ जे हाउ इनसल्टिंग टू बी कॉल्ड अ स्पेसिमेन. दिस इज वेरी ह्यूमिलेटिंग. यह हूँ मो भारी दुखदायक. इट्स सो पैथेटिक, इट्स सो ह्यूमिलेटिंग. आई फील सो सॉरो व्हेन आई एम कॉल्ड एज अ स्पेसिमेन. मते जेतेबेले नमूना कहिकिरी लोक माने डाकुछंती बा मते जेतेबेले नमूना हिसाब रे से माने दे कंसीडर मी एज अ स्पेसिमेन. See that specimen. When people, when doctors, when even small kids also they say that it is a specimen. I feel so sorrow, I feel so bad. Not the bad, I feel worst the moment they call me as a specimen. So how insulting to be called a specimen, only I can feel. 2 years ago I was a part of a living human. आज सिना मते नमूना कहिक डाकुछंती किंतु 2 वर्ष पूर्वे मु गोटे जीवंत लोकर गोटे भल मनीषर गोटे अंग थिली. आई गॉट नो स्ट्रोक, ट्यूमर और बॉक्स विद इन. तो मो भितर कौन प्रकार ब्रेन स्ट्रोक बा कौन ब्रेन अटैक जहाँ को कहती ना मते कौन ब्रेन अटैक होता ना कौन प्रकार ट्यूमर बा शरीर भितर बहुत समय ग्रुप ऑफ सेल्स इंक्रीज बहुत समय किसी सेल बढ़े गोटे जगह जहाँ कहते मांसपिंडुला. So I got no stroke, tumor or box means infection, like illness due to some kind of infection. किसी संक्रमण हेले जो प्रकार गोटे असुस्थता मनुष्य भितर आसे. तेणु से फॉर्मालिन जार भितर थाइकरी ब्रेन टी कहूची ना मते कौनसी ब्रेन अटैक होइथिला ना मु कौनसी अटैक बा कौनसी स्ट्रोक अनुभव करी ना मो भितर कौनसी ट्यूमर बा कौनसी मांसपिंडुला मो शरीर मध्य देखा देइथिला आ ना ही मते कौनसी प्रकार संक्रमण मोठी सृष्टि होइथिला. येट एंडेड अप इन दिस जार. आई वाज ओके फाइन. स्टिल I ended up in this jar to my chagrin. तथापि मु आज ये जार भितरे मु कौन करुची chagrin is feeling of unhappiness. देखो पहले this is CHARGIN. Okay. So this is pronounced as chagrin. गोटे अच्छी तुम हाउ टू प्रोनाउंस द वर्ड्स गोटे किसी अच्छी क्वेश्चंस अच्छी सर्टन वर्ड्स अच्छी जहाँ को करेक्टली प्रोनाउंसिएशन करने कहुई से पार्ट में मुझे संपर्क डिटेल कहि. सो दिस इज प्रोनाउंस्ड एज chagrin. So how insulting to be called a specimen. 2 years ago I was a part of a living human. I got no stroke, tumor or box within, yet ended up in this jar to my chagrin. गोटे नमूना हिसाब रे अभिहित हेबा मते लोक नमूना कहिकी डाकिबाटा मो पई भारी अपमानजनक. इट इज क्वाइट ह्यूमिलेटिव. 2 years ago I was a part of a living human. किंतु 2 वर्ष तले मु गोटे सुस्थ लोकर गोटे महत्वपूर्ण अंग हिसाब रे थिली. ना मते कोनसी स्ट्रोक आसीथिला ना मो भितर कोनसी मांसपिंडुला रे रोग सृष्टि होइथिला ना मु कोनसी संक्रमण जनित व्याधि रे पीड़ित थिली. तथापि ड्यू टू माय बैड लक आज मु मोर अनहैप्पीनेस आज भारी असुख समय काटुची. येट एंडेड अप इन दिस जार. मोर शेष अवस्था मु आज आसिकी ए जार भितर पड़ी रही. Vicky was a young boy, smart and sane, full of life and vigor, sun, wind or rain. Computers and maths were his domain. His motto in life was no pain, no gain. Wow. It's very interesting. The third stanza. So कुछ Vicky was a young boy, smart and sane. देखो SANE ए शब्दटा को मध्य केमिति प्रोनाउंसिएशन करिबा sane मु कहिबी ए सब कथा गुडाक. तेणु Vicky कौन थिला. Vicky गोटे युवक थिला. was a young boy, energetic, hard working boy, smart थिला, चतुर थिला and sane. Okay. Sane means having normal healthy mind. विकी गोटे बालक थिला. विकी गोटे यंग पिला थिला जी की हार्ड वर्किंग थिला, स्मार्ट थिला एवं हैविंग हेल्दी माइंड. साधारण लोकंक भली तार मध्य गोटे सुस्थ मस्तिष्क थिला. फुल ऑफ लाइफ एंड विगोर, सन, वाइंड और रेन. ओके. फुल ऑफ लाइफ दैट मीन्स ही वाज क्वाइट एनर्जेटिक, ही वाज क्वाइट एंथुसियास्टिक. ता भीतर भारी उत्साह थिला. फुल ऑफ लाइफ माने कौन जीवन रे भरी थिला माने कौन लाइक ही वाज एंजॉयिंग हिज लाइफ. ही वाज क्वाइट इंटरेस्टेड इन लिविंग. ही वाज क्वाइट एनर्जेटिक. vigor means energy or force or enthusiasm. sun, wind or rain. okay. खरा हो, शीत हो, वर्षा हो, he was quite energetic. He was quite energetic to take initiative for any work. Computers and maths were his domain. So he was a young boy, जने नवजुवक थिला. कंप्यूटर आउ मैथ तार डोमेन थिला बा तार पाठ पढ़ार विषय बा विभाग थिला. कंप्यूटर्स एंड मैथ्स. His motto in his life means his aim, his focus or his aim in life was no pain and no gain. So this sentence कष्ट कले कृष्ण मिले. No pain and no gain. So this phrase tells that he believed that work is God. Nothing comes free. दुनिया रे मागण रे किछे भी मिले नहीं. So this phrase, his motto in life was no pain, no gain. It says that he believed in work, not in words. Say, he was man of work, not man of word. से वाक्य वीर नुहे से कर्म वीर थिला because he believed in God and he believed that nothing comes free. You need to work for that, to establish yourself, to get something, to get recognition and all. So his motto in life was no pain and no gain. So he was a young boy, he was smart, he was good at studies because computers and maths were his domain. He was smart, he was sane, means having the normal healthy mind, and he was quite energetic irrespective of the sun, wind or rain, like summer season or winter or rainy season. He was energetic to do anything. Computers and maths were his domain, and his motto in life was no pain and no gain. Simply, he was a man of work, not man of words. Vicky's love for his parents was truly insane. Okay. Vicky's love for his parents was truly insane. Means excessive, insane. जार मान है कौन? Excessive. तेणु Vicky's love for his parents was truly insane, and he adored his grandma, Wrinkles and Cane. In college, when he stole a glance at Lauren, with why his heart went third, only I could explain. Okay, देखो first line. Vicky's love for his parents was truly insane. See, insane माने एठी होची excessive, बहुत मात्रा रे deep love. Vicky रो निज बापा मां को प्रति तार भल पाइबा बा गभीर भल पाइबा रही थिला. And he's adored. Adore माने मध्य होची गभीर भाव रे भल पाइबा, deep respect. And he adores his grandma, Wrinkles and Cane. सी तार ग्रांड मां को तार जेजे मां को मध्य बहुत मात्रा रे भल पाउथला, बहुत अधिक भल पाउथला. Wrinkles, due to old age, sometimes lines comes on our face. चम जत बेले कुंचित हो जाए ता कोनते wrinkles, गारो देखा दिए चर्म रे. Wrinkles and Cane. Cane होचेठी walking stick. ता जेजे मां को से एते बहुत भल पाउथला, से बुढ़ी हो जाइथिले मध्य से तांको बहुत भल पाउथला, तांकर आशावाड़ी स्वरूप थिला. Wrinkles and Cane. एटी काहे को कहा जाइछि? केन कथा कहा जाइछि, Wrinkles कथा कहा जाइछि. से तार ग्रांड मां को बहुत भल पाउथला, तांकर बयस हेइथिले मध्य तांको प्रति से केबे असम्मान प्रदर्शन करू नथिला. In college, when he stole a glance होछि गुटे झलक. In college, when he stole a glance at Lauren. So Lauren होछि गुटे झियर ना. ओके, जेते बेले stole a glance रो माने होछि पिले चोरा चाहाणी. He stole a glance माने कोन गोटे चाहाणी चोरी कला ना, एटा होछि चोरा चाहाणी. जनकू जेते बेले भल पाइबा आसे चोरा चाहाणी रे जनकू चाहि दबा आ हठात सेथुरु निवृत्त होई जिबा, so that he or she may not feel that you saw him. सी आमे ताकू देखिले बोली सामना वाला जेमती जानि परिबो नाही. So in college, when he stole a glance at Lauren होछि गोटे सुंदरी झियो. So no doubt Vicky was a young boy. He was smart, he was enthusiastic, he was very cooperative, he was very active. तेणु यंग बॉयस रे थरे लॉरेन नामनी गोटे कॉलेज रो जने सहपाठिनी को से चोरा चाहाणी रे मध्य थरे चाहिथिला. दैट मीन्स एक्जाक्टली ही वाज एंजॉयिंग हिज लाइफ. Everything was there in his life. The interest of work, the love of his parents, and somehow he was going to fall in love. बोध हुए से प्रेम रे मध्य पड़िबा पई जाउथिला. So whatever we need in youth, जौवन समय रे जहा जहा दरकार से सबू जेमती तारी चारि पाखरे थिला. Why his heart went third, only I could explain. तेणु से झील को से चोरा चाहाणी रे थरे चाहिला परे ता छाती कहीं थट थट बा छाती गोटे अनयूजुअल बीटिंग जितेबाला व्हेन वी गेट स्केयर्ड when we see something strange our heartbeat becomes abnormal like its pattern and its speed increases when we fear something जितेबाला आम किसी जिनस देखिक भयभीत हो जाऊ तो ये से भयभीत हो नथिला रोमांचरे he saw a beautiful girl of his college whose name is Lauren जहाँ से चोरा चाहाणी रे प्रेमपूर्ण चाहाणी रे थरटे नजर मिसई देछि आ तार हृदय रे it was the music of love kind of music of love or kind of this temptation ता भितर से रोमांच आसीछि तेणु मुहि केवल ए कथाटी जाने वर्तमान ब्रेन कहूची विकीर मस्तिष्क कहूची मु ही जानिछि कहीं से दिन लॉरेन सहित लॉरेन को चोरा चाहाणी रे चाहिला परे कहीं ता हृदकंपन बढ़ी जाइथिला। Number 5th, on a wet monsoon day for a task mundane, Vicky rode his bike to his friend in the next lane. For once from wearing his helmet he did refrain. God, he met with an accident, gory and inhuman. वर्तमान एठी देखिबा मनसून डे वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पाग जहाँ को कहते कौन पिले वेट डे माने कोहला पाग बा आर्द्र वायु on a wet monsoon day for a task mundane Vicky rode his bike to his friend in the next lane. For once from wearing his helmet he did refrain. God, he met with an accident, gory and inhuman. So wet monsoon day. Wet monsoon day. अर्थात वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पाग आर्द्र वायु बा आर्द्र पाणीपाग एटा हला वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पाग। When air has more moisture तेणु दिने एमती दिने गोटे वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पागरे फॉर अ टास्क मंडेन माने होची नॉट बी स्पेशल वेरी ऑर्डिनरी देखो ये गोटे वर्ड अच्छी याकू भी आमे केमिति प्रोनाउंस करिबा एटा बे कहिबी पिले आमे किछ समय परे मंडेन तेणु भारी अति साधारण गोटे काम नीति दिनियार गोटे साधारण काम पई से कोन कला दिने वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पागरे Vicky rode his bike to the friend in the next lane. एमती दिने वर्षा दिनिया कोहला पागरे अति साधारण जीवनचर्यार गोटे काम पाई विकी तार परवर्ती गली रे रहुथुवा सांग निकट को बाइक धरिकी बाहरला। For once from wearing his helmet he did refrain. प्रथम थर पाई थरुटिए पाई से कौन कला फ्रॉम वेयरिंग हिज हेलमेट ही डिड रिफ्रेन। रिफ्रेन रो माने होची देखो एटी गोटे वर्ड रिफ्रेन। रिफ्रेन रो माने हैला टू स्टॉप योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम डूइंग समथिंग। तुमे जतबेले निजुकु ही निजे अटकाउछो नाई थाउ आज ये कामटा करिबिनी स्वेच्छाचारिता छाड़ आज ये कामटा करिबिनी निजुकु निजे अटकेबा टू स्टॉप योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम डूइंग समथिंग। To stop yourself from doing something, So he was quite sincere. केमिति वर्तमान विकी सिंसियर थिला बोली काहे की कहा जाउची बिकॉज लिखा हिची फॉर वंस he knew what is the use of helmet. He knew that awareness should be the first thing before we start anything. सतर्क रहिबाटा निहाती भाबरे जरूरी से दिन काहे की के जानी ड्यू टू एनी unexpected reason for the first time he denied to himself no I won't put on a helmet. Without helmet I'll move to the next lane to visit my friend for a work mundane. For once from wearing his helmet, he did refrain. He stopped himself. से निजुक निजे रोकिला कहला नाई थाउ आज बिना हेलमेट रे पळेबी. God, he made with an accident, gory and inhuman. से गोटे दुर्घटनार शिकार हैला जो दुर्घटना it was not of normal injury. साधारण खंडिया खबरा नथिला. It was gory, Gory, गौरी जो थिरे ताकु तार भीषण रक्तपात हैला. से दुर्घटना भारी रक्ताक्त थिला, फुल ऑफ ब्लड और ब्लड सेड, रक्ताक्त थिला. एंड इनह्यूमन माने होची क्रूर बा एठी होची कोन भारी निष्ठुर भाबरे भारी जहाँ कि देखिले जमिति कि एठी कहीं लिखाई देख निष्ठुर बा क्रूएल कारण अति भयंकर भावरे जते बेले गोटे भल लोकर एभली दुर्दशा हुए आम से कहू इट्स फुल ऑफ क्रुएलिटी. तो एठी प्रकृति एठी तापई शत्रु साजिची तार जो दयनीय अवस्था एठार इनह्यूमन माने होची तार जो भारी दयनीय आ जो रक्ताक्त परिस्थिति सृष्टि हैला दुर्घटना जोगु. So आउथर पढुची बिले on a wet monsoon day for a task mundane Vicky rode his bike to his friend in the next lane. For once from wearing his helmet he did refrain. God, he made with an accident, gory and inhuman. All it took was a stray moment, inane. देखो पहले लिखाई छी INANE. Okay, so this is pronounced as inane. मु कहिबी किछि वर्ड्स तम बहि रे देछि अराउंड 10 to 15 words कहि जे स्पेल देम प्रॉपर्ली. This is inane. I ru start हेथिले भी as per the British pronunciation हम पढिबा ताकू inane रो माने होची stupid or silly. It was a stray माने होची विच्छिन्न. एमिति समस्त घटना को कि भली भाव देखागला से समस्त अलग है एमिति गोटे विच्छिन्न एमिति गोटे असंलग्न एमिति गोटे विच्छिन्न मुहूर्तता जीवन में आसला गोटे मुहूर्त आसला जिते बड़े कि से अन्य मानक ठाऊ अलग होकरी एमिति गोटे निर्बोधता पूर्वक आचरण कला. ही वाज अलोन ता संगे आउ केही नथिले. ही वाज अलोन राइडिंग हिज बाइक टू हिज फ्रेंड. तेणु ये घटना को किभली भाव में देखागला ना एमिति गोटे विच्छिन्न मुहूर्त एमिति गोटे पृथक बा एमिति गोटे विच्छिन्न मुहूर्तता जीवन में आसला जितेबाला से निर्बोधता पूर्वक आचरणटी कला. अ यंग लाइफ लॉस्ट, अ फैमिली क्रॉस्ड विथ पेन. क्रॉस्ड मीन्स सफर्ड, सिनोनिम ऑफ सफरिंग. गोटे यंग लाइफ गोटे युवकर जीवन चलीगला. यौवन दीप्त जदि एकदम शुद्ध ओडिया रे कहबा यौवन दीप्त कहीं कह जाउची लाइक ही वाज जस्ट लाइक स्टार कहबा तो ठीक हबनी. ही वाज क्वाइट एनर्जेटिक, ही वाज स्मार्ट, ही वाज केयरिंग, ही वाज फ्रॉम अ गुड सोसाइटी बिकॉज man from a good society shows respect, care and love for his elders. That's why I can say that he was from a good society, from a good family. He was from a good culture. एभली गोटे such a person एमती गोटे सुंदर सुठाम भद्र आउ माने ऊर्जावान युवकर जीवन चलीगला. A family crossed with pain. The family suffered a lot of pain. जहाँकि तांको पाई बहुत असह्य जंत्रणा भितरे सारा परिवार भासी गले. एबे देखिबा लास्ट स्टांजा. All it took was a stray moment, inane. Your young life lost, a family crossed with pain. Dear friends, take care. Risky driving can be bane. Drive safe, let your precious life not be in vain. So all it took was a stray moment, inane. ए समस्त घटना को किभली भाव में घटना थिला जे गोटे अवांछित गोटे विच्छिन्न मुहूर्त थिला बिकॉज ही वाज राइडिंग टू हिज फ्रेंड एलोन एकुटिया से ता सांग पाखु जाउथिला एमिति गोटे विच्छिन्न आउ निर्बोधतापूर्ण सिली मिस्टेक यू नो व्हिच इज फुल ऑफ स्टुपिडिटी एमिति गोटे मुहूर्त रे से समस्त गोटे अलग होकर एकुटिया बाहरी पड़ा गोटे निर्बोधता पूर्वक आचरण करी से बाहरी पड़ा ता सांग निकटकू अ यंग लाइफ लॉस्ट अ फैमिली क्रॉस्ड विथ पेन गोटे नुआ जीवन यंग लाइफ अर्थात हूँ गोटे युवकर जीवन इट वाज यंग गोटे युवकर सुनेली भविष्य अंधार बुड़ीगला अ फैमिली क्रॉस्ड विथ पेन सो क्रॉस्ड मीन्स सफर्ड आ गोटे परिवार बहुत दुख भोगिले व्हिच वाज नॉट टॉलरेबल फॉर हिज फैमिली जहाँ कि परिवार पाई घोर असह्य थिला इट वाज सो पेनफुल सो क्रुएल फॉर द टू टॉलरेट द पेन ऑफ हिज सन्स डेथ डियर फ्रेंड्स टेक केयर रिस्की ड्राइविंग कैन बी अ बेन देखो बेन BANE बेन यार माने होची अभिशाप ओके किंतु बून BOON बून होची आशीर्वाद ओके सो दिस इज द यू नो एंटोनिम ऑफ boon is bane तेणु डियर फ्रेंड्स हे मोर सांग माने टेक केयर रिस्की ड्राइविंग कैन बी अ बेन विपदपूर्ण गाड़ी चालना गोटे अभिशाप साब्यस्त हो पारे ड्राइव सेफ निरापद रे गाड़ी चलांतु दैट मीन्स यू मस्ट ओबे द ट्रैफिक रूल्स यू मस्ट टेक केयर ऑफ द रोड सेफ्टी Let your precious life not be in vain. In vain means useless or unsuccessful. So Vicky was living such a life where he could achieve many things. जोठी से अनेक किसी ता जीवन रे हासिल करी पारि थांता but due to this action full of stupidity within a second he lost his life and the news of his death it was not tolerable for his family. They crossed with pain. So let your precious life not be in vain. तेणु निरापद रे गाड़ी चालना करंतु आ निज जीवन को एमिति अमूल्य हवा को दियो नाही निज जीवन को विफल हवा को देबो नाही कारण मनुष्य सुस्थ भाव रे बंची रहिले लाइफ रे बहुत किछि अचीव करि परिबो मोटिवेशन नहीं आगे को बढ़ी पार बहुत किसी जिन हासिल कर सो ड्राइव सेफ लेट योर प्रीशियस लाइफ नॉट बी इन वेन माने निजर ये जो अमूल्य जीवन ताकू मूल्यहीन कर नाही ताकू एमिति रे नष्ट हवा को दियो नाही किछि क्षणर निर्बोधता किछि क्षणर सिलीनेस किछि क्षणर स्टुपिडिटी पाई एते बड़ अमूल्य जीवन को व्यर्थ हवा को दियो नाही So this was about the gist of from the formalin jar. एबे देखिबा पिले about the poet. So it is written by Dr. Sita Subramaniam Mani. Dr. Sita Subramaniam Mani is a doctor by profession and writer by passion. She is a neurovirologist at the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences called as NIMHANS, Bengaluru. Dr. Rita has published online and in print several short stories, poems, essays and travelogues, including several short stories for children. She loves to weave health information into her stories to educate and foster inquisitiveness in children. तो पिले माने वर्तमान देखिबा डॉक्टर रीता एस मनी बाय प्रोफेशन शी इज अ डॉक्टर and writer by passion. सी इज अ न्यूरोवायरोलॉजिस्ट होची डाक्तरी विद्यार गोटाए पदवी एट द नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेंटल हेल्थ एंड न्यूरोसाइंसेस इट इज प्रोनाउंस्ड एज निमहांस बेंगलुरु रे से निमहांस रे जने न्यूरोवायरोलॉजिस्ट हिसाब रे काम करती डॉक्टर रीता हैज पब्लिश्ड से बहुत गुड़े पब्लिश करिसंती छापिछंती सेवरल शॉर्ट स्टोरीज पोएम्स एसेज एंड ट्रैवलॉग्स होची कोन ना भ्रमण कहानी इंक्लूडिंग सेवरल शॉर्ट स्टोरीज फॉर चिल्ड्रेन सी लव्स टू वेव होची कोन जनक मानस पटरे आंकिबा निजर चिंता को गोटे कथा मध्य गोटे कहानी माध्यम स्थान देवा मु जमिति भावुची मु चाहिए सेमिति अन्य माने मध्य भावंतु तेणु एमिति कहानी रचना करिबा जमिति मोर चिंता चेतना से कहानी माध्यम अन्य लोक निकट को जाई परिबो टू हेव इन्फॉर्मेशन इनटू हर हेल्थ इन्फॉर्मेशन इनटू हर स्टोरीज तेणु स्वास्थ्यगत जो सूचना आमे केमिति हेल्दी रही परिबा विभिन्न स्वास्थ्य समस्या को नहीं जो सबू ज्ञान अच्छी से सब से ज्ञान गुड़ी को से तांको कहानी माध्यम बुणवाई कहानी रे स्थान देवाई सब बेले चेष्टा करती टू एडुकेट एंड फोस्टर माने होची एनकरेज द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ समथिंग गोटे जिनस को डेवलप करने लोक को उत्साहित करवा निज भितर गोटे जिनस को बढ़ेवाई अन्य को उत्साहित करवा टू एंड फोस्टर इनक्यूजिटिवनेस माने होची जिज्ञासा तेणु शिशु मानक भितरे अनेक कथार को जानिबार जिज्ञासा को आउ टिके बढ़ेवा पाई से सब बेले चेष्टा करती आउ स्वास्थ्यगत जिते गुड़िए उपदेश अच्छी जिते गुड़िए स्वास्थ्यगत कथा समस्ते जानिबा कथा सही कथा गुड़ी को से निज स्टोरी माध्यम सब बेले लोकों निकट को पहुँचेवा पाई चाहती एबे देखिबा अबाउट द पोएम ये थिला अबाउट द पोएट अबाउट द पोएम This poem from the Formalin jar was written in September 2013 to create awareness about safe driving and other road safety rules in the community and published online at the youngspring.net, a forum of nurturing youth well-being. Okay, तेणु 2013 सेप्टेम्बर मासरे रोड अवेयरनेस सड़क सतर्कता पाई ये जो about safe driving and road safety rules सचेतन भाव में आम केमिति गाड़ी चलेबा एवं सड़क दुर्घटना को रोकिबा पाई जो सब नियम अच्छी तार केमिति पालन करिबा से बाबद सी यही पोएमटी को लिखिथिले फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार जोटा कि पब्लिश्ड होइथिला ऑनलाइन एट द youthspring.net, a forum of nurturing youth well-being. Road traffic injuries are the leading causes of death and disabilities, especially among children and young adults. This heartbreaking poem conveys how a moment of simple carelessness cost a young, living and caring boy his precious life. तेणु सड़क दुर्घटना गुड़िक कौन कर बहुत समय लोक मृत्यु मुखरे पकाउछंती लोक मानू पंगु कर दौरान एवं खास करी लोक मृत्यु मुखरे पड़ुछंती आ जो पंगु होउछंती को माने ना छोट छोट छुआ माने आ यंग एडल्ट्स युवा अवस्था रे थिबा लोक माने बा युवक माने आ सड़क दुर्घटना अनेक समय शिशु माने मध्य मृत्युवरण करती बा पंगु मध्य हो जाती। तेणु ये होची गोटे हृदय विदारक कहानी एक पोएम बा कविता होची गोटे हृदय विदारक कहानी जो थे बुझा जाइए जे गोटे भल युवक जड़े मार्जित युवक जड़े उत्साही युवक को तार जीवन हरैबाकू पड़िला कौथिपाई तार असतर्कता पूर्वक आचरण तार केयरलेसनेस पाई ताकू ता जीवन दे मूल्य सुझिबाकू पड़िला। इट कॉस्ट हिम हिज प्रीशियस लाइफ। तेणु ए लाइनटा परहैप्स होची ए कहानी रो जिस्ट। दिस हार्ट ब्रेकिंग पोएम कन्वेज बुझौची सूचौची केमिति गोटे गोटे साधारण असतर्कता he refrained, he stopped himself from wearing a helmet बहुत समय आम भितर एमती असावधानता थाए हाँ यही पाखरे तो मु पलैबी आर गली रे मो सांग रोची मु पलैबी हेलमेट मोर दरकार नहीं तेणु सिंपल केयरलेसनेस कॉस्ट्स अस अ लॉट निज जीवन दे ताकू तार मूल्य सुझा पड़ा सो वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल बिकॉज रोड एक्सीडेंट number of vehicles is increasing number of this traffic disturbance traffic violation is increasing many people are careless so if you love your life then you have to be careful at least if you love yourself निजको जदि तुम भल पाउछ अन्य को भल पाइबा न पाइबा पछ कथा जदि निज जीवन प्रति लोभ अछि निज जीवन रे जदि आगु को बढ़िबार अछि प्रथमे बंची रहिबा दरकार So you have to be very careful. So this story conveys how a moment of simple carelessness cost a young, lively and caring boy his precious life. Nimhans has a unique human brain museum where many brain specimens affected by various disease conditions like infection, tumor, stroke, injury and neurological disorder etc. are preserved in formalin and displayed in see-through jars. But transparent jar through रे आमे देखि परिबा जो सब कौन है ह्यूमन मस्तिष्क नमूना गुड़िक कौन है इन्फेक्शन द्वारा हो ट्यूमर हो स्ट्रोक हो बा इंजुरी बा कौन सी न्यूरोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर रे प्रभावित होइछंती तेणु सही सबू ब्रेन गुड़ी को संरक्षित करी रखा है कौटी निम्हांस रे गोटे यूनिक ह्यूमन ब्रेन म्यूजियम अच्छी संग्रहालय अच्छी जोठी डाक्तर एवं भेषज विद्या पढ़ुवा छात्र छात्री माने मनीष मस्तिष्क भिन्न भिन्न रोग रे केमिति मनीष मस्तिष्क रे परिवर्तन हुए तार गठन ये सब को पढ़िबा पई अनुध्यान करिबा पई ट्रांसपेरेंट बा स्वच्छ जार मध्य रे विभिन्न सिम्पटम विभिन्न अवस्था देई बा विभिन्न रोग रे आक्रांत होइथिबा सब मस्तिष्क गुडी को रखा जाइछि One of the brain specimens is from an unfortunate accident victim. तेणु गोटे ब्रेन स्पेसिमेन होउची बा गोटे नमूना होउची एमती गोटे दुर्भाग्यवशत मृत्युवरण करिथिबा युवकर who succumbed to head injuries. So Vicky, he succumbed head injuries. से दिन मुंडरे जो तार आघात लगी as he denied to wear a helmet. मुंडरे आघात लगी तार से दिन प्राण जाइथिला. Victim होची प्रत्यक्ष भोगी. Victim is a person who directly gets suffered or affected by some accident or incident. We called him or her as a victim. Who succumbed to head injuries. Perhaps he wouldn't have lost his life had he worn a helmet while driving his two-wheeler. Perhaps he would not have lost his life had he worn a helmet while driving his two-wheeler. संभवतः से दिन से मृत्युवरण करी न थांता जदि से दिन गोटे हेलमेट पिंधि थांता. Vicky is a fictional character created by the poet for this poem. तेणु विकी गोटे काल्पनिक ना दिया जाइछि से चरित्र को ए पोएम रे as it tenderly reflects on the individual behind the brain specimen in the formalin jar. तेणु ए से समस्त को प्रतिनिधित्व करुच्ची जो माने भी यही प्रकार सब रोड एक्सीडेंट रे जो माने सब मरी छंती ब्रेन or the head is the very vital part of our brain of our body because brain is just like the processor of a computer which stimulates controls accelerates every action going on in our body. तेणु मुंडर जत बड़े आघात लगे मुंडर जदि क्षति हुए मनीष पागल हो जाई पारे मनीष भितर न्यूरोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर आसी पारे बा आघातर मात्रा जदि अधिक होता है मनीष मृत्यु मुखरे मध्य पड़ी पारे. तेणु विकी केवल ता कथा कहूनी विकी से समस्त युवकों कथा कहूची समस्त पिला समस्त लोकों कथा कहूची जो माने असावधानता जोगु निजर अमूल्य जीवन को हरई बसंती. whose life was tragically cut short in a road accident. भारी दुखद अंत जहाँ जीवनर भारी दुखद अंत गोटे दुर्घटना रे जार एभली गोटे एनर्जेटिक लाइफ रो दुखद अंत घटिथिला. The poem teaches a lesson that age, fame, beauty, strength or wisdom becomes meaningless unless a person is careful about his safety. Again, it आउ गोटे gist ए पोएम रो से ए पोएम आमको कौन शिक्षा दउची ना बयस, ख्याति, सौंदर्य, शक्ति, ज्ञान ए सब गुड़िक अर्थहीन हो जाए. मनीष जो मनीष सचेतन न थाए, असचेतन मनीष पाखरे बयस, ख्याति, सौंदर्य, शक्ति, ज्ञान ए सबुर किछि मूल्य रहे नाही. बिकॉज ह्यूमन लाइफ इज अनसर्टन. And if you become so careless, a simple carelessness of a few seconds ruined his long life. Okay, so एबे देखिबा notes and glossary जो सब difficult word आमे पढ़िले तार सब मीनिंग गुडा को एथिरे पिले देइची. ए मीनिंग गुडा कर certain words are used as nouns sometimes. Many words are also used as verbs. या पर आमे गोटे चैप्टर मध्ये क्वेश्चन करि सारिचे. बहुत गुडे वर्ड अच्छी जोड़ा नाउन हिसाब रे यूज हुए, वर्ब हिसाब रे यूज हुए, बहुत समय एडजेक्टिव हिसाब रे मध्ये यूज हुए. So you go through the notes and glossary. You know, I have already told you the meaning of the difficult words, but again you may follow the notes and glossary to get the very closer or exact meaning of the difficult words. एबे देखिबा पिले, let's understand the poem. So there are exactly 26 number of short questions. So let us find out their answers. So let's understand the poem. This is the F block. Let's understand the poem. देखो पिले, टोटल आमे जहाँ पढ़िले एथिरे बहुत you know, this is exactly full of awareness. So Dr. Sita S. Mani, you know, Dr. Rita S. Mani. So exactly she wants to tell to the every citizen, like you have to be very careful, and he wants to convey the message of road safety and the traffic rules. So road safety and traffic rules both are the parallel things, because if you want to have a beautiful or a safety driving, then road safety also the safety driving, both things should be taken care of. Okay, so वर्तमान देखिबा, what is this poem about? First question पहले देखो. So this poem is about Vicky's tragic death in a road accident and later preservation of his brain in a formalin jar which was placed in Nimhans. Where is Vicky's brilliant brain? Vicky's brilliant brain is in the formalin jar. Finally, why is the brain put inside the formalin jar? Because in the formalin jar the brain has been preserved so that the students and the doctors may study it. Who does I refer to the poem? In the poem, I refers to the Vicky's brilliant brain in the formalin jar. Number 5. How does the brain feel inside the jar? Inside the jar, the brain feels so unhappy. The brain feels not to be cared. The brain feels, देखो लिखिए ना, disdain. The brain feels disappointed, or it is in the jar. The brain is unhappy, disappointed, and no one is taking care, no one is taking care, or no one is looking after the brain. Then, who is the brain talking about? So inside the jar, the brain is talking about Vicky, who was a living human 2 years ago. Then, how does the brain say about Vicky? About Vicky, the brain says that he was a strong and stout young man. Do you think that Vicky and his brilliant brain are two persons? Never, because in case of any person, its brain and the body, they cannot be separated, they cannot be parted away. So Vicky and his brain, brain is the vital part of the body. So Vicky and his brain are not the two different objects. What were Vicky's favorite subjects? Computers and mathematics were Vicky's favorite subjects. What was motto of his life? The motto of his life was no pain, no gain. Was Vicky good at studies? Yes, Vicky was good studies. How do you know this? Because the line computers and maths were his domain. It says that he was quite interested in higher studies and all. Vicky loved his parents. Which line says so? Vicky's love his parents, so that the line says that Vicky's love for his parent was truly insane. This line says that Vicky loved his parents so much. Which word say that Vicky loved his grandmother very much? The word adored. A-D-O-R-E. Adore hochi deep love. Its V2 is adored. What else besides studies did Vicky do during his college days? So besides studies, Vicky stole a glance at Lauren during his college days. That means besides studies, as Vicky was a very young and stout man, he was about to fall in love with a girl. Who was Lauren? How did he steal a glance at her? Lauren was the name of a girl who studied in the same college as I told. And he stole a glance at her because she was a beautiful girl. What we imagine after studying this poem, because he stole a glance at her. That means se nihati bhabare Lauren jane sundari jio heithibo sethipai se taku chora chahani re chahithila. Why does the poet say that only the brain could explain the cause of Vicky's heartbeat third? So, the brain is the only organ of the body which controls thoughts and feelings, especially the emotional feelings of a person. So, Vicky had a great emotion towards Lauren. So, that's why his brain says that only I can explain how much he was sensitive or emotional to look at her. So Vicky had quite very strong emotion for the Lauren. That's why he stole a glance at her. That means, exactly like Vicky was loving that girl very much. Read the stanza 5 and stanza 6 again. What are they about? How are they different from others? Okay. So stanza 5 and stanza 6 describe how Vicky's precious life came to an end after he met with an accident, and poets advise to avoid risky driving. The other stanzas say about different aspects of Vicky's life, not his accidental death. In this way, stanza 5 and stanza 6 are different from others. Where was Vicky riding, when and why? Already a question discussion kari sariche. 19. Where was his friend's house? Was it far? Was it very far? No, his friend's house was in the next lane. Both questions are apparent. So it was not very far. How did he go to his friend? He went to his friends to meet him with an unimportant or ordinary task. What caused the accident? Which words in the poem describe the accident? So for the first time he refrained. He stopped himself from wearing a helmet. So for the first time Vicky didn't wear his helmet while riding to his friend's house. This caused the accident. And the word an accident gory and inhuman, bhari raktakta au bhari dukhada au raktakta, ei jo dita word in this poem describe the accident. What meaning does the line "for once from wearing his helmet he did refrain" convey? So for once, was it Vicky's habit to wear his helmet while riding his bike? So for once from wearing his helmet he did refrain. The meaning this line conveys is that Vicky didn't wear his helmet for once or one time. थरुटिए पाई से सब बेले हेलमेट पिंधे किंतु थरुटिए पाई से हेलमेट पिंधिबारु निजको बारण करिथिला. So yes, it was Vicky's habit to wear his helmet while riding his bike. How did the accident affect Vicky and his family? So Vicky was killed in the accident and his family suffered a lot of due to his demise. So his family suffered a lot. It was not tolerable for his family. 24. What message does the poet have for the young generation through this poem? So road accidents are very often, their number is increasing per day. So the young generation, today's youth is tomorrow's future. Ajiro Juba Samaja Asanta Kalira Bhavishyata. So young generation must be very careful. They can be stars of tomorrow. Ajiro Jubako Kalira Ujjala Taraka Madhya Hei Paranti. So life is quite precious. So don't let your life in vains. Don't make your precious life unsuccessful due to the unawareness or due to the carelessness of a few seconds. Kichi samayaro nirbodhata pai ete bado jibono ete dirgha jibono ku harei baso ete bado jibono ku tenu kichi samayaro तेणु किछि समयर निर्बोधता पाई किछि समयर केयरलेसनेस पाई निजर अमूल्य जीवन को न हरैबा पाई से उपदेश दैछन्ति. कैन यू से व्हाई सच dreadful accidents occur on road and cause death every moment? Dreadful accidents occur on road and cause death every moment due to increasing incidents of traffic violation and lack of awareness about the safety rules. Then the 26th, suggest some ways to reduce road traffic injuries. So suggest some ways to reduce road traffic injuries. Road traffic injury को अटकेबा पाई कौन आमे सावधानता अवलंबन करि परिबा कौन सजेस्ट करि परिबा ना first of all the roads should be made proper. Okay, roads should be safe. Then our mind should be like we should increase the awareness through advertisements, through street plays, through the advertisements on radio or on television. So first of all we should set the examples. We should think very deeply that if we show carelessness today, the young generation, so elders or the citizens जो माने कहते वरिष्ठ नागरिक माने मध्य प्रथमे ए कथा पई आगे आसीबा दरकार so that we shall follow our elders. Whatever example we set, the way we behave, people learn from us. So no doubt every family, every head of each family must be very careful for this, because in every family we have young children, the young boys or girls. So awareness should be started from every family. Government is trying a lot of things for this, but awareness should be started from the family, should be started from a person himself, because it has been the habit of the careless people to violate the traffic rules. So don't do that. If you do a mistake once, again in your subconscious mind it will be set, and again it will prompt you to repeat the mistake. So this way we feel that okay, if I violate the traffic rule, nothing else, only 500 rupees or 1000 rupees I have to pay. But don't forget, sometimes you have to pay your life, your precious life, for the carelessness of few seconds. So these things, all these things should be taken into account, and actions, or it should come to our behavior. We should change ourselves. We should set examples. First of all, we should obey the traffic rules very strictly, so that the young boys will follow us. So students, from now onwards we shall study the rest question and answer portion of the poem from the Formalin jar. So in previous class we solved the short questions up to the number 26, and let's appreciate the poem, the G block of this chapter. So the first question, so exactly in the G section if you will find there are exactly 15 questions. So এই প্রশ্ন গুড়াকর উত্তর টিকে পিলে ভাবিবাকু পড়ে, এথিরে টিকে these are bit these sentences carry more, this answer of these questions should be bit lengthy. So who donated Becky's brain to the medical college? How is it preserved and used? So we know that when someone comes through road accident, or if some organ of his or hers will be preserved, then it must be preserved under the medical team. Okay. So who donated Becky's brain to the medical college? So no doubt his parents might have or must have, because in the book we didn't get any, or we don't get any information about the person who has donated his brain to the medical college. So we hope his parents must have donated his brain to the medical college. And how is it preserved and used? And it is preserved in the formalin jar. And how it is used? It is used for the studying purpose of the doctors and the medical science students. The second bit, what does the line on display to promote knowledge gain express? देखो यही कथाटाई जो भी टिके आगुरु कहली, the line on display to promote knowledge gain expresses the brain is preserved in the formalin and displayed in see-through jar, माने ट्रांसपेरेंट जार जो थरे देखि परिबा जो गोटे मनुष्य मस्तिष्क से जार भितरे अछि. The doctors and the students who study medical science will study it, will stare at it to increase their knowledge about it. What is called a specimen? How is the brain preserved as a specimen? A specimen is an example or a sample of particular type of thing, especially intended to be studied by experts and scientists, or to be tested for medical or scientific purpose. So why is the brain preserved as a specimen? Because whenever the brains that come through a natural death, like if someone dies of tumor, then what are the changes that occur in the brain, the person who dies in tumor? Everything has to be studied. गोटे सेंटेंस देख पिले गोटे लिखी ब्रेन गुड़ा को कहीं रखा जाए, बिकॉज in order to study the different diseases of human body like infection, tumor, stroke, injury, neurological disorder. So these are the type of mental diseases, and the people having this type of diseases, if they want after their death, their brains are stored in the formalin or their brains are preserved so that the doctors can identify or the doctors can further study the exact symptoms of individual diseases. Okay. Now, bit 4. How was the brilliant brain a part of a living human 2 years ago? How was the brilliant brain a part of a living human 2 years ago? So 2 years ago it was a part of a human, like he was a young boy who was energetic, stout, charming, and like it was functioning, like a human brain controls our every action in our body. So earlier, like everyone is admiring him. Suppose if I perform anything energetic, if I perform anything wonderful, then no doubt people will admire me, people will admire my knowledge, people will admire my way of thinking, the way I walk, the way I work, like that. So question kon dela, like how was the brilliant brain a part of a living human 2 years ago? Okay. So 2 years ago, the short answer daba, 2 years ago it was a part of a young man called as Vicky, who was quite enthusiastic, quite energetic, smart and insane. How does the phrase yet ended up in the jar means to you? How does the phrase yet ended up the jar means to you? That means without any disorder, without any disease, as Vicky died, after that the brain was preserved in the jar. So it was very unexpected, very unwanted situation that the brain faced. And also the brain says that how humiliating is this to be called as a specimen. मते गोटे नमूना कहिक डाकुछंती भारी अपमानजनक मो पई ये परिस्थिति. So which expression suggests that Vicky was hardworking? Because the line says his motto in the life, no pain, no gain. This expresses or suggests that Vicky was hardworking. Already I have discussed, like he was a man of work, not man of word. Se karma biro thila, bakya biro no thila. Why does the poet say only I could explain? Pile ei question ta already jayich, when he stole a glance at Lauren, like he was a young man, he was smart. Also the name Lauren expresses that it's the name of a beautiful girl. So he was about to fall in love. So that's why only our mind recognizes the sensitive actions when we become more emotional than required, when we become more sensitive than required, when temptation arises within. Ama bhitar jetebele gote temptation ase na, gote siorona ba bhabo ase, the brain controls everything. When we strongly go with something, or when we strongly oppose something, or when we fall in love. So love is the highest, or it is the peak of emotion. So that's why as brain controls everything, so only the Vicky's brain could explain that what level of emotion he had for Lauren. Number 8, some of the questions are being repeated. Should we consider such demise by chance or by choice? No. We consider this demise, तार जो मरी जीवाटा को हमें कहिबा by choice. It was not by chance. By choice means such a sincere boy, for the first time he refrained. He stopped himself from wearing a helmet. So he chose. See, पिलेठी गोटे बढ़िया कथा कह जाई परिबो. There are two ways to live your life. One is by choice and one is by chance. So by chance, magic can happen by chance. Unexpected money you can get by chance, but big persons, big sorts, great personalities, they have become great by their choice. Whatever you choose, it comes to your life and it becomes a part of your life, whether pain or gain, whatever. Man is the product of his choices. Whatever today we are the product of our choices. आमर हैबिट बा आमर पसंदर होचे आमे गोटे उत्पाद. That's why one should be very careful to the choice, to his choice. So now come to the question. आम क्वेश्चन कौन देछि? Should we consider such demise by chance or by choice? No, we consider such demise by choice. So it was Vicky's own choice not to wear the helmet on that wet monsoon day. He thought that, oh, it's okay, it's just in the next lane. Ara gali re to mo sanga rahuchi. Why should I wear the helmet? Then why should I take it off again? Kahin ki helmet pindhi bhi puni kahin ki kadi bhi. So let me go like this. So few seconds of such carelessness took him to the demise, which was not tolerable by his family members. He was such a loving, such a caring son to his parents, to his grandmother, and also he was about to fall in love. Lot of possibilities was in his life. He was good at mathematics and computers, as these papers were his domain. So already se kotha guda koi sariche, ame discussion kari sariche last 26 ta question re. So এই প্রশ্নর উত্তরে বাস এতিকি লিখিব যে it was his choice not to wear the helmet, and on that day he got an accident, or he met with an accident in which accident he died. So we can't say that. Many times accidents happen by chance, but road accidents happens only due to the choice of the people. They choose alcohol before they drive. So what shall you call it? Suppose a person is drunk, he has taken alcohol, and after that he or she drives. What does it mean? That means it was his choice. Okay, I'm going to travel 500 kilometers, let me take some alcohol. Because I'm driving alone, so if I take alcohol, then I won't feel alone, and I'll be happy within. Mo bhitare mu nije muscle rahibi, mad tige pee diye, ei type er jo thought. So it was someone's choice. While traveling or while driving, you are talking with your girlfriend, you are listening some sad music, or you are listening some crazy music. So it is your choice. Simultaneously you are performing two tasks. Remember one thing, my dear students, human brain is not multitasking. It is not made for multitasking. We should concentrate first of, at least concentration, awareness should be there in every step. But whenever you are on the road, safety measures should be the first thing to adopt. One is road safety and another is safety driving. Okay. Okay, the ninth one is the poet uses flashback, which is often used to recount events that had happened before the story started. Which stanzas talk about the past events and which ones are the present incident? Okay, तो किछि present incident विषय कुहा जाइछि आउ किछि past incident विषय कुहा जाइछि. You just mark it. It is very simple. Okay, road accident बाबदरे जो कथा गुडा को कुहा जाइछि, these are the present incident. Okay, past incident कोन से बहुत भलो थिला, बहुत केयरिंग थिला, जो स्टांजा गुडा करे कुहा जाइछि, you just find it out. This is quite simple. Now the number 10, find the rhyming words in the poem. Okay, the rhyming words in the poem are disdain, again, human, chagrin, rain, gain, cane, explain, lane, inhumane, and pain, vain. These are the rhyming words. बहुत गुड़े words अच्छे ना that ends with the sound na or n. 11. Why does the poet use capital letters to the first two words and in the last line of the poem? So the poet uses capital letters for the first two words in the last line of the poem because he wants to emphasize on what he says, that is to drive safe. Yes, my dear students, if you see the last line, it is written like drive safe. So always we mark something or we underline something which is quite important. So this is what the message that she wants to convey to the whole world. This is not written for, it is separate thing how much people are aware in out of India, in abroad, in Germany and France. But we are living in India. And we bother about the accidents, the incidents, the unwanted situations, the hazardous things going on. Some lives are being lost. You could say like 1,52,000 people died in India in 2018 itself. And we are also the citizens of Odisha, including 5,315 men died in Odisha in 2018. So road safety is the main thing because it can take your life within fraction of seconds. If you are in your home, if you are ill and if you have been medical admitted, that is separate thing. You will be under the supervision of doctors. But on road, your life will be vanished. You'll enter to the door of death within seconds. So that's why, there is a awareness line like speed thrills but kills. Speed रे जिबा यंग जनरेशन पिलांग भितरे एटा गोटे कोन हुए ना स्पीड थ्रिल्स या भितर मनुष्य भितर बहुत उन्मादना आनी दिए किंतु मनुष्य को मारी भी दिए. So lot of things are there. First of all, road safety. This is also the duty of the government or the government and all, that roads also should be very safe. So many places manholes are left open. बहुत जगह ना एमती खालो थाए manhole जोड़ा को थाए सेगुड़ा मध्य खोला रखी दिया जाए थाए. So road safety, it can be done within a period. रोड को आमे एकदम we can make it very safe to travel for the pedestrians जो माने चाली चाली जानती पदातिक तम कोंदी pedestrian, so this is not an issue. Only the people are crazy. Mostly which category of citizen comes under this? Young children and the young boys, okay, they are suffering most. So that's why we should be very careful for that. Okay, पिले देखो तेणु क्वेश्चन कौन थिला हमर क्वेश्चन थिला जे से कैपिटल लेटर रे काहे के लिखिसंती बिकॉज द मेन थिंग द पोएट वांट्स टू कन्वे द सोसाइटी फॉर द रीडर्स ऑफ दिस पोएम इज he or she must be very very careful, very very conscious while he or she is on the road, whether he or she is riding two-wheeler, three-wheeler or four-wheeler. Even you have to be very careful. If you walk on the road also, you have to be very careful because due to the carelessness of other, you might suffer. So that's why road safety and the guidelines must be strictly followed. Okay, so we'll move to the next question. You read and understood the poem. Do you like the title of the poem? Why and why not? Can you suggest another title of the poem? Yes, I like the title of the poem because it seems appropriate in accordance with the theme of the poem, which is from the formalin jar. Okay, so exactly the tragic end. Carelessness leads to a tragic end. Finally, it is being preserved in formalin. Many dreams comes down. Many possibilities immediately vanishes. After death, nothing is left. पिले गोटे कथा मनीष मरी गले सबू आशा स्वप्न भांगी जाए. So if you become careless on road, you may die at any moment. Your all desire, man is born with a lot of possibilities, uncountable possibilities. Everything vanishes within fractions of seconds. So from the formalin jar, everyone should fear of his carelessness. प्रत्येक मनुष्य निजर अजत्नशीलता को डरिबा उचित. You should fear your carelessness. You should have fear towards your carelessness. So that's why what I feel the name from the formalin jar is quite justified. But still, the question 6 that if can you suggest another title of the poem? Okay. So another title can be like Safe Drive, Save Life, or Speed Thrills but Kills, or you may keep like Safety First, then Rest. तो यही जिनस यही सब नेमिंग गुड़ा को आमे ये कविता पाई व्यवहार करी परिबा. Okay, so now now students, let's come to the H block. So in the H block, listen to the following sentences about the poem. Your teacher reads the sentences aloud. Loud माने जोर है, aloud माने जोर सहित. But जोर रे ताको teacher पढ़िबे and say whether they are right or wrong. Then correct the sentences in case you find them wrong. Okay. So students, see how many beats are there? Yeah, there are 13 beats. तो जो जगह भूल अच्छे हमें से जगह तक करेक्ट करिबा. Because only I am writing the wrong ones. जोड़ा ठीक अच्छी ताको किसी करिबा दरकार नहीं. जो गुड़ा का भूल अच्छी खाली ताको करेक्शन करिबा. Because brain was sitting in the formalin jar with pleasure and respect. No. Because brain was sitting in the formalin jar with, okay, so I am writing here. This is the H block. And section A and the first question of it. So Vicky's brain was sitting in the formalin jar with displeasure and disrespect. Disrespect. Why disrespect? Vicky ro brain कहूची ना कौन कहूची? How insulting to be called a specimen. Okay. तेनु this is very interesting thing, कहते ब्रेन रे थॉट्स आसे, इमोशन गुड़ा को थ्रू माने हार्ट रे इमोशन आसे. किंतु वर्तमान कौन है सुख दुख को ब्रेन भी अनुभव करि पारुचे. दिस इज एज आई टोल्ड यू दैट just in controller, microprocessor or microcontroller in a computer, exactly brain is the processor of our body. So brain recognizes every emotion, the psychological changes, the hormonal secretion and all, everything is being controlled from the brain. तेणु ब्रेन विकिरा ब्रेन कहूँ केते अपमानजनक मत गोटे नमूना कहीकि डाकुंट मु एमानक बर्तमान गोटे अनुध्यान विषय. हाउ इनसल्टिंग, हाउ ह्यूमिलेटिंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज एन स्पेसिमेन. ओके, सेकेंड वन देख, द ब्रेन डिडंट लाइक द पीपल स्टेयरिंग एट हिम. इटा करेक्ट अच्छी. The brain felt insulting to be a specimen for others. Again correct. Vicky was a strong and stout young man. Correct. He was good at math and computer. Good means correct. He believed in taking pain to succeed in life. Yes, the line says no pain, no gain, told by the Vicky itself. He liked neither his grandmother nor her wrinkles and stick. Yeah, this one. There is a wrong sentence, or the entire sentence is wrong. The seventh one. So he liked neither his grandmother as well as his wrinkles and sticks. So he liked his grandmother. He liked his grandmother. Students, for the second time I am telling you, he liked माने से तार ग्रैंड माँ को ता जेजे माँ को भलो पाइला नुह पाउथिला. That means simple past is used to express some habitual action for certain verbs like I loved my mother माने नुह मु मो मां को भल पाइली आ गोटे थरके सब भल पाइबा छाड़ देली क्या माने हेला मु भल पाउथिली and we never say I am loving you I love you why because जो गुड़ा कहूची इंटरनल परसेप्शन आभ्यंतरण अनुभूति से गुड़ा करे आई कांट सो ing इज यूज्ड फॉर मोशंस एनीथिंग हैविंग मोशन आई एम क्लैपिंग आई एम डांसिंग आई एम टेलिंग आई एम शाउटिंग so ing is used for motions not for emotions be careful in the classes which started from the very beginning. I have already discussed this emotion and motion, so remember this one. So so he liked his grandmother as well as her wrinkles and stick. Then all his friends in the college disliked him. तार समस्त सांग मैंने कॉलेज रे डिसलाइक करुथिले. लिसन देयर इज नो स्पेसिफिक इनफॉरमेशन रिगार्डिंग दिस. ए कविता रे ता सबु सांग मैंने ताको घृणा करुथिले. लॉरेन नामक झियो प्रति तार आकर्षण थिला चोरा चाहणी रे ताको चाहिथिला. दिस सेंटेंस इज देयर किंतु सबु सांग मैंने जे ताको घृणा करुथिले नापसंद करुथिले एक कथा कुआ हेनी. ताले हुए तो हेई पारे एवरीथिंग हैज प्रोज एंड कॉन्स. सबु जिनसर गोटे भल अच्छी और मंद अच्छी तेणु यहाँ कौन कर ना हुए तो किसी सांग ताको घृणा करुले. दिस इज एप्लिकेबल टू एवरीवन इजंट इट. मते भी आपण को भी समस्त को कहीं तो थे जी घृणा करुवे. सो वी कैन मेक दिस सम ऑफ हिज फ्रेंड्स. ओके नाउ दिस इज द 8th one. मेक नेसेसरी करेक्शन. सम ऑफ हिज फ्रेंड्स इन द कॉलेज माइट हैव डिसलाइक्ड हिम. निहाती किसी ना किसी सांग ताको कॉलेज रे नापसंद करिथिबे. सो सम ऑफ हिज फ्रेंड्स might have disliked him. Okay. He wrote to his friend on a monsoon day for some important work. Again bit 9 is wrong. Important work nathila. कौन थिला? It was an on important work. Just edit the phrase where it is wrong. His friend's house was very far from his place. No, it was in the next lane. So X mark the correction. His friend's house was in the next lane. See, life is very uncertain. He usually liked to wear helmet. Yes, this is true. He was killed in a serious accident. This is also true. He was clever, handsome and careful. Also this is good. Also this is correct. Okay. एबे पिले सही पार्टा ऊपर हम टिके आलोचना करिबा जोटा क्लास रो स्टार्टिंग रूम तुम कहूची. प्रोनाउंस द फॉलोइंग वर्ड्स करेक्टली. तो वर्ड गुड़ी को करेक्टली केमिति हमें प्रोनाउंस करिबा. Some people say that there is something like Indian English. So remember, English is not the paternal property of ours. So broadly, English is of two types worldwide. One is British English and one is American English. And when British came to India and they started spreading their language, they loved the one who knew English. So जो लोग भी टिके English जानिला से ताको पसंद करूथिले. British used to offer different jobs in postal and all in many sectors. The person who knew little bit English. So Indian Constitution has been written in British English. Remember, भारतर संविधान भी British English रे लिखा है, not in American English. तो ये British English और American English कथा मु काहे के हठात कहूची से कहिछि जे pronounce the following words correctly. So as our constitution has been written in British English, but still the impact of American English or Hollywood, तमे English movie भी देखुथबो, Hollywood बा American English रो प्रभाव बा American culture रो प्रभाव मध्य भारतीयों ऊपर पड़ुची. But still we should aware of both the things, you know, like we have been sandwiched. आमे जमती पिठारे पुरो दिया जाए दी पटे सुजी मझिरे पुरो, ठीक सेमिति आमे ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश और अमेरिकन इंग्लिश भितर छंदी हो जाइए. So we are getting confused, but remember we should follow the British English. Okay, तेणु एबे तुम जिते गूगल रे कौन सी वर्ड को सर्च करिवो सेठी गोटे स्पीकर बटन देखिवो जो थिरे कि गोटे वर्ड को केमिति प्रोनाउंस करिबा विथ ए सिलेबल लेखा थाए. एबे मु गोटे वर्ड लिखुची हठात प्रोनाउंसिएशन भितर ए सिलेबल जिनसटा कोन. Syllable is a unit of the pronunciation having one vowel sound with or without surrounding consonants forming the whole or a part of a word. माने गोटे शब्द को आमे केमिति भाबरे उच्चारण करिबा केते भाग करिकरी ताकू पढ़िबा सेही भाग गुड़ा को कहा जाए syllable. फॉर एग्जांपल वाटर, वाटर माने जल. मु जदि कहबी वाटर तीन भाग करिबी then this would be wrong कारण वाटर रे थाए दीटा syllable. तो वर्तमान ये गोटे प्योरली प्रैक्टिकल वर्क. मु एठी प्रोनाउंसिएशन करिदेले हबो नाही. यू कांट गेट द एग्जैक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशन until you yourself type it on Google and see the correct pronunciation through the British English. Okay, even I can show you the visual interaction also. You just type it on Google, there will be a speaker symbol and you just choose the British English. Okay, तो ये मु केतेटार एग्जांपल दोच पले बहुत गुडे यू नो ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द राइमिंग वर्ड्स हैव बीन गिवन हियर. तो एटा निहाती भाव रे वी शुड नो दिस. सो देख पिले मु बस केतेटा डिफिकल्ट वर्ड नौची. इजी वर्ड तो समस्त ताको तमे प्रोनाउंसिएशन कर दे परिबो. फॉर एग्जांपल देखो गोटे वर्ड देछि कोन MUNDANE. ओके, ओडिया भावधारा रे जहाँ लिखा है से पढ़ीदे पिले भूल हो. ओके, दिस इज ऑर्डिनरी, नॉट इंटेंसिव और एक्साइटिंग, नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट है. या कौन पढ़ा जदि एमयू को मु आउ एनडीए को डे आउ जदि एनी को न पढ़ीदवा ना कि मुंडेन, which is quite ridiculous and which is wrong. So we must search it on Google and see the correct British pronunciation. तो एइथिरे देखिबो एक्जाक्टली तुमको किछि एमती देखा जिवो जेतेबेले तमे स्पीकर बटन बा सिलेबल को देखिबो. स्पीकर बटन पछ कथा देखो, you will find something over there like MUHN a dot DAYN. That means while pronouncing this beautiful word, I can break it into two parts. And when you press the speaker symbol or the speaker icon, a sound you can listen it in the slow speed or in the high speed. So this is mundane. Mundane, mundane, mundane. If you press it for several times, you'll get the sound like mundane. Mundane beli kahin ki padibi? Mark it. It is written like MUHNDAYN, and exactly there are two syllables. Pile IPA International Phonetic Alphabet सी गोटे अलग जिनस बर्तमान तुम 10th स्टैंडर्ड अच्छो सेटा टिके हायर स्टडी कले सेटा आगु को जानिबो. एबे खाली प्रोनाउंसिएशन टा कोन जानो. ओके, IPA विल बी अ वास्ट थिंग फॉर यू. सो दिस इज प्रोनाउंस्ड एज mundane. आ गोटे देखो सेमि हम पढुचे आमे कहि दउचे अगेन. ओके, एथिरे देखो सेमि दीटा सिलेबल देखिबो AGEN. again, again माने ए जो again, the sound it like again. Okay, तापर देखो गोटे वर्ड अछि ना disdain. The first word disdain. याकू देखो केमिति प्रोनाउंस करिबा. एथिरे मध्ये दुईटा सिलेबल DUHS like DAYN. disdain. अच्छा देख आउ गोटे बढ़िया वर्ड कौन देती एमती सब युवाक अच्छी तुम आपको निजे सर्च न कले किसी हम ना ये हूँ उच्चारण कथा ये थियोरी कथा नुह जे कौटू शुणिकी लिखिदेवा देख गोटे वर्ड अच्छे ना कौन लिखाई एबाउट द पोएम ई सेक्शन लिखाई विक्टिम हु सकम्ड टू हेड इंजुरीज मुंडरे आघात लगे रूपक दुर्घटनार जी शिकार होता देख वर्डटा देख SUCCU MBED ओके तो ए वर्डटा को आम कौन पढ़ा लाइक सकम्ड सो SU एक्जाक्टली एठी मध्य दुईटा सिलेबल अच्छी SUH देख ये जो साउंड्स आसूची कोठी वेरी लो साउंड और वेरी डीप साउंड और वेरी लाइक व्हिस्परिंग साउंड सकम्ड ये जो व्हिस्परिंग साउंड आउसी बा डीप साउंड आउसी सेटा सेही भितर अच्छी आमे ताकू अनुध्यान कले जानि परिबो ओके लाइक सकम्ड SUH सकम्ड KUHMD okay I think if I show you to all it would be better ये जो वर्डटा कहली मंडेन मु तुमको एटा पिले देखौची it may be possible that though everyone uses smartphone but every one of you may not be aware of this thing so I must show it now see I typed the word MUNDANE from my smartphone if it is visible to you through camera so see now see the sound mundane okay mundane ये जो ओइकार सिंबल टा आसे MA this one mundane so while pronouncing this one only you can take two parts okay because it contains two syllables okay so after that see in the C section imagine that Vicky's friend Akash visited the medical college where Vicky's brain was preserved in a formalin jar given below is the dialogue between Vicky's brain and his friend Akash practice the dialogue एठी पिले किछि करिबार नाही one of his friends called as Akash and the brain of Vicky this is simply a talk there is no question regarding this he's saying the brain says hi friend how are you Akash says good who is speaking brain says hey I'm Vicky's brain Akash where are you brain says in the formalin jar Akash who put you here brain doctor Akash what for brain for display students will gain knowledge Akash says how did the doctor find you brain says listen Vicky was a young college boy he was strong stout careful and brilliant one monsoon day he was riding without wearing the helmet to his friend who lived in the next lane on the way he was killed in an accident the doctor parted me from his body and put here for the students to gain knowledge Akash says how sad brain says dear friend Vicky was a brilliant boy but on that fateful day he took it casually to wear his helmet and he was to write to his friend who was staying in the next lane for his carelessness pile ei wata barambar asuchi सबु दुर्घटनार गोटे कारण असावधानता carelessness a precious life was lost so please be careful and always drive safe which is written in capital letters this is what the real message drive safe on road so don't lose your life and put your family in sorrows and sufferings Akash says the last dialogue thank you friend for your advice I'm very sorry for Vicky my first friend bye and see you ओके तापर पिले दीटा अब तीनटा जस्ट एक्टिविटी रहिला देखो आई ब्लॉक रे लिखिची लेट्स रीड एंड राइट गिवन बिलो इज अ टेबल showing a chart of penalties for the road offences read the table and write a sentence for each सो पिले माने तुमको एते गुडे कथा पढ़ेला भितरे मु कहिची इफ यू नो द सेंटेंस फॉर्मेशन द बेसिक ग्रामर रूल्स देन यू कैन मेक योर ओन सेंटेंसेस। ये देख मु केतटा उदाहरण देवी सी 20टा ट्राफिक भायोलेशन चार्जेस लिखी जमीक कि जनरल ऑफेंस 5 टंका, रूल्स फॉर रोड रेगुलेशन भायोलेशन 5 टंका, ट्रैवलिंग विदाउट टिकेट 500, अनऑथराइज्ड यूज्ड विदाउट लाइसेंस 5000, ड्राइविंग विदाउट लाइसेंस 5000, डिसओबीडियंस ऑफ ऑर्डर्स ऑफ अथॉरिटीज, ड्रिंक एंड ड्राइव मद पी गाड़ी चलेले 10,000 टंका। एमती सब पेनाल्टीज गुड़ाक लिखा अच्छी। तो सिंपली you need to form the simple sentences. Yes, simply you need to form the simple sentences. एटी बेसिक किसी ग्रामेटिकल जिनस आसीबो नाही। फॉर एग्जांपल देखो फर्स्ट सेंटेंस लिखी दीजिए निजे से कर दीजिए हम पे केते नंबर देखो बिना लाइसेंस रे गाड़ी चलेले गोटे एग्जांपल कर देछि as per the motor vehicle act if you ride a bike without license you will have to pay a fine of 1000। तो ये जो 20टा खंड लिखी से मु किछिटा कहूची कारण सबू जिनस गुड़ाक सेम गोटे गोटे धाड़ी आमको लिखबार अच्छी। फॉर एग्जांपल जनरलटा गला सेकेंडटा देख if you violate the rules of road regulation you will have to pay a fine of 500। bit 3 traveling without ticket if you travel without ticket then you have to pay 500। for unauthorized use without license one has to give 5000। if you drive a motor vehicle without license you will have to pay a fine of 5000। okay तो गोटे सेंटेंस को आमे दी तीन प्रकार रे लिखि पारी बा किंतु पिले ये गोटे कथा अच्छी गोटे सेंटेंस मु तुमको कहूची गोटे सेंटेंस रे जोठी वन यूज हेची ए कथाटा टिके पिले देखो एटा गोटे ग्रामेटिकल कांसेप्ट हठात या भीतर आसिला बोली कहूची हम कहिबा वन शुड बी केयरफुल। सो वन one is sometimes used for an individual whether male or female or masculine or feminine। so one has to be careful like one should take care of, one should take no let me write it from here one should take care of, one should take care of okay take care of his or her family। this sentence it might sound correct but this sentence is wrong, this is grammatically wrong। why? because one जे कौन से इंडिविजुअल को एठी इंडिकेट करूची। so if you use one in a sentence throughout the sentence you have to maintain this one whenever necessary। you can't use here I can't use this pronouns like he and her, so this one is correct, this one is wrong। so the correct one is one should take care of one's family। this is what I wanted to tell you। if you write one माने it is used to anyone, it is used for anyone। जे कहीं भी ट्रैफिक नियम को भांगिबो one has to pay जन को 5 टंका दबा को पड़िबो for traveling without ticket। so तेणु वन को जितेबाला भी व्यवहार करिबो कौन सी सेंटेंस रे मु कहली ना प्रत्येक सेंटेंस को आमे दी तीन प्रकार लिखि परिबा। तेणु जो सेंटेंस रे वन को भी व्यवहार करिबो don't use some extra additional pronouns over there। this one this see here it is one, here it is also ones कारण सी पुओ हेई पारे बा झियो भी हेई पारे तेणु एठी हिज और हर बदल रे लिखा जिवो ones। this is one of the major grammatical rule। okay तो पे देख 20टा क्वेश्चन देइची खाली जस्ट फाइन गुड़ाक लिखी सिंपल सेंटेंसेस। फॉर एग्जांपल मु रैंडमली गोटे चूज करूची नंबर 15 ओवर स्पीडिंग। अच्छा ओवर स्पीडिंग এইটা को देख ए गोटे गोटे ऑफेंस को मु तीन प्रकार लिखिकी देखई दूची सो दैट बाकी गुड़ा तुम भी लिखि पारिबो कोन देख लिखी ओवर स्पीडिंग पाई हाउ मच यू नीड टू पे either 1000 or 2000 Indian currency सो एटा केमि लिखि परिबा देखो ओवर स्पीडिंग सो एमि लिखि परिबा one has to pay rupees 1000 or 2000 for overspeeding एमिति लिखि परिबा आउ केमि लिखि परिबा the penalty for overspeeding okay costs a fine of either 1000 or 2000 गोटे कथा अच्छे ना गोटे साहित्य रे गोटे कथा को अनेक प्रकार लिखा जाई परिबो एई कथाटा को आउरी भी केमते लिखा जाई परिबो देखो one has to pay rupees 1000 or 2000 for overspeeding the penalty for overspeeding costs a fine of 1000 or 2000 आको आउ केमते लिखि परिबा like the penalty for overspeeding it draws भी लिखि परिबा cost माने मूल्य और it draws a fine of 1000 or 2000 rupees तो सिंपल सेंटेंसेस तथापि मु लास्ट आडू देखो केतरा कहूची द पेनल्टी 17(1) द पेनल्टी फॉर डेंजरियस ड्राइविंग इज 5000 इफ रोड ऑफेंसेस नंबर 18 ऑफेंसेस बाय जुवेनिल्स ओके जुवेनिल्स होची नाबालक मानक द्वारा जदि कोनसी ट्रैफिक असावधानता बा ट्रैफिक नियम उल्लंघन हुए जमिति फाइन लिखी 25,000 So if road offences are committed by juveniles, they have to pay a fine of rupees 25,000. Overloading of passengers. So for overloading of passengers in buses, taxis or auto rickshaws etc., the rate of penalty is 1,000 per one passenger. It is written. Overloading of two-wheelers. These are the verbal nouns or in English we call it as gerunds. Verbal noun अधिक लोक कौन अधिक यात्री को गाड़ी रे चढ़ेबा is a crime. So this is a verbal noun. से इति देखो लिखाई जी overloading of passengers आको केमि लिखि परिबा ना overloading of passengers costs a fine of rupees 1,000 per passenger. Then overloading of two-wheelers. So one has to pay a fine of 2,000 for overloading of two-wheelers or overloading of two-wheelers draws a fine of 2,000 rupees. Okay. Or if you drive two-wheelers overloaded, then you have to pay 2,000 rupees. Okay. So this way, you can construct multiple sentences just by taking the offense and the penalty amount. Okay. Then read the traffic symbol and write one sentence for each. बहुत सहज जिनस कौन सहज जिनस you might have seen there are some instructions like take left on the road na take right humps ahead तो ये सब सूचना गुड़ाक आम थाए instructions थाए for a better journey and for the road safety तो तुम books रे you can see here if it is visible okay page number 97 and there are exactly 35 number of traffic symbols. So what do they carry? सेमानकर अर्थ कौन write one sentence for each. It is clearly बही रे लिखि देछि write just one sentence for each. The first one is done for you. Okay. The first symbol indicates that there is a right hand curve ahead. The second symbol says that there is a left hand curve ahead. Okay. The third shows that there is a right hairpin bend ahead. The fourth symbol indicates that there is a left hairpin bend ahead. The fifth symbol indicates that there is a right reverse bend ahead. Okay. Likewise, आमे 7 और 8 मध्य लिखि परिबा. Ninth one देखो. Ninth one हला. The ninth symbol indicates that the road ahead is narrow. Okay. और आको लिखि परिबा. The ninth symbol indicates that there is a narrow road ahead. दी प्रकार लिखि परिबा. Okay. Then the 10th symbol indicates that the road ahead is wide. Then the 11th one, the 11th symbol indicates that there is a narrow bridge ahead. The 12th one indicates that the road ahead is slippery. भारी खसड़िया रास्ता था ना, भारी slippery. Then the number 13, the 13th symbol indicates that the road ahead is full of loose gravel. Then 14th indicates that it's cycle crossing. The 5th indicates pedestrians crossing. Pedestrian जो माने चाली चाली रास्ता अतिक्रम करती, pedestrians. The 16th symbol indicates that the road users should stop after they see the symbol. You know, traffic रे बहुत जगह stop symbol लिखा था. The 17th symbol directs one to give way to others. The 18th symbol indicates that there is a one-way road ahead. The 19th symbol directs the road user not to enter the road ahead, okay, because there is a symbol of no entry. The 20th symbol indicates that there is only one-way road ahead. Then the 21st symbol indicates that there are one-way road on the both directions. The 22nd symbol indicates not to turn right. Okay. The 23rd symbol indicates not to turn left. Then you'll find that the symbol, the number of the 23rd and 24th, they are alike. You know, they are exactly alike. So it must be, rectified. Then the 25th symbol indicates that U-turn is prohibited because there is a line or there is a cross mark on the U-turn symbol. Then the 26th symbol indicates that overtaking is prohibited. Then 27th symbol indicates or directs one not to blow horn because on the horn symbol there is a cross mark. Horns prohibited. So where do we find this? We find besides the religious places like temples, churches, and beside the schools, in the educational institutions. So we find this type of symbols besides the educational institutions and religious places, not to break the concentration of the people over there. Then the 28th one, the 28th symbol indicates that the speed limit, this is the symbol for the speed limit. It is written like a 65 kmph, kilometer per hour. Then the 29th symbol directs one to turn left compulsorily. The 30th symbol directs one to proceed ahead compulsorily. The 31st symbol directs one to turn right ahead compulsorily. The word compulsorily is written. Then the 32nd symbol directs one either to proceed ahead or to turn right compulsorily. Then the 33rd symbol directs one either to proceed ahead or to turn right compulsorily. The 34th symbol indicates that one should keep it left compulsorily. And the 35th symbol or the last symbol directs one to blow horn compulsorily. Okay. So you may ask a question over here, sir, we studied the poem from the Formalin jar. So why this all traffic symbols are here? Are they useful for us? Definitely. You are not only the students, you know, as you learn from the topic, young children, like young people, and these children are also, they are dying due to this, they are being injured, they are getting different type of physical disabilities after this type of road accidents. So you students are the future of our nation. So that's why everyone, and remember, for learning something, the age where you are in is perfect. बाल्यावस्था बा विद्यार्थी जीवन रे ही सब किछि सिखा जाई पारे. So you must be careful, you must guide your younger brother and sisters. So first of all, you should follow, you should know what does mean this symbol. There is written stop, means you need to stop. There is a symbol like no entry, that means you need to stop, like U-turn prohibited. So we should know the traffic rules, we should follow the traffic rules, and we should make others follow the traffic rules. He might be younger or elder than you. सानो हुंतु कि बड़ हुंतु तुम ठारू समस्ते ट्रैफिक नियम रो ए जो सिंबल गुडी को अछि ताको मानिबा दरकार. That's why these symbols are there in your book. Okay, so last activity, the first symbol indicates that there is a light right hand curve ahead. Okay, this one is done for you. This one, imagine that you are a reporter of the Times of India in Bhubaneswar. Write a report basing on the incident or contents of the poem from the Formalin jar for the newspaper. Suggest some ways to check road accidents and advise young children to be careful about the traffic rules. Okay, so देखो कौन कही जे मन कर तुम्हें जड़े रिपोर्टर को थर टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया इन भुवनेश्वर. तो ये जो पोएम आम पढ़िले फ्रॉम द फॉर्मलिन जार, तुमको या पर गोटे रिपोर्ट दबाकू पड़ो. तो एक्जाक्टली व्हाट एवर वी गॉट फ्रॉम दिस टॉपिक वी कैन राइट दैट मच. वी कांट गो बियॉन्ड द स्कोप ऑफ द बुक. तो जहाँ आम थ्रू पढ़िले, यू नो, देयर इज अ फिक्टिटियस नेम एज विकी. सो लेट्स सी आम आपको केमती लिखिपर. जस्ट मुझे खाली फॉर्मेट लिखि दूची, तापर मुझे तुमको कहबी that exactly जहाँ जहाँ हमें इतने पाइचे इस सब्जेक्ट रे. Okay, so this is going to be a report. What is the task? Write a report basing on the incident or contents of the poem. ए पोएम रो जहाँ कंटेंट अच्छी ताकू बेस करके गोटे रिपोर्ट लिखिबा. So we should write like this to the editor. The Times of India, Bhubaneswar. Okay, then there should be a title. The title is a report on the contents of the poem from the Formalin jar, from the Formalin jar. I hope you don't mind my handwriting. Okay. देखो इतने जस्ट आम लिखिदे. या पर कौन लिखिपर. Now comes to the poem. So the poem from the Formalin jar was written by Dr. Rita H. Mani in September 2013. I took this sentence from your book. Her intention of writing this poem is to create awareness regarding the personal awareness and the road safety, and his intention is for creating awareness about the safe driving and other road safety measures in the society. The poem starts with the poem एबे आसले जिसे समाज रे सड़क सतर्कता विषय कही एबे जो कहले आम पोएम बाबद लिखा कौन लिखा. सो द पोएम बिगिन्स और स्टार्ट्स विथ starts with the disappointment or the unhappiness of a preserved brain in a formalin jar. एठू तापर टोटाल गपटा को पिले गाइबो से कहिछि ना गोटे एथुर जहा पाइले आमे लिखिया पई एठू गाइबो वर्तमान Dr. Sita S. Mani has written this poem for the awareness regarding the road safety, and the story begins with the unhappiness, the sorrowness, the disappointment of a brain sitting in a formalin jar, who says that I am feeling so humiliating in this formalin jar. People are calling me as a specimen. They are staring me at again and again. I feel so uneasy. I had nothing wrong within my body. I had no stroke, tumor or bugs. But see what a helplessness situation I am being with, because I ended up in this jar, to my chagrin. And I was a part of the young boy, but due to his carelessness, and I was a part of the young boy, and I could have helped the young boy in many ways, because for an individual, his or her brain controls his or her action. So exactly I was feeling good, because I was a part of I was a healthy brain of a healthy body, and name of that body was Vicky. But due to his carelessness, he was quite sincere, but I don't know why he became so careless for the first time in his lifetime, and which costs him a lot. Finally he paid his life for his carelessness. So एतिकी लिखिदेले घटनाटा को तापर कौन लिखा से गोटे कही देख से सेंटेंस रे suggest some ways to check road accidents and advice for the young children. ये कथा भी मु कही सारी ची लाइक अवेयरनेस एबे एठु लिखिबा मार्क कर मोर डायलॉग को अवेयरनेस शुड बी स्टार्टेड. It shouldn't be only in talk, it should be in behavior. सतर्कतार कथा केवल उच्चारण रे नुहे आचरण रे आसीबा दरकार. First of all, we should promise ourselves for the safety of our own family. If every person takes the responsibility of his or her family, then no doubt all the families of India will be safe while they are on the road. We shouldn't make any such type of misbehavior. We shouldn't show carelessness in front of our younger ones, otherwise they will adopt us. If you can write in this way, if dad goes or if the elder brother goes, or if the elder brother rides a bike without helmet to a long distance or to even to a shorter distance, it doesn't matter, helmet should be there on your head. Then whatever the elders do, the youngers follow. A sentence को लिखिबो पहले. That's why it should be done from the family level, and more advertisements like street plays, then many short films, then surveys. These items also should be conducted to make people more aware, and also the amount of fine also must be well calculated. So monetary fine is also a kind of punishment, so that people will fear of losing money when they do mistakes. So the rules, regulations by the traffic police, by the concerning bodies, the rules and regulations should be well implemented, well conducted and well analyzed, so that up to certain extent or up to a great extent we can stop this unwanted traffic hazards or the road accidents. So these are the actions that could be taken or which is suggested. Okay, so एतिकी लिखिकी आम एटा को पूरा करि परिबा. शेष टास्क देछि गोटे तुम एक्टिविटी वर्क इन ग्रुप्स ऑफ 4 और प्रिपेयर प्ले कार्ड्स पोस्टर्स ऑन रोड सेफ्टी डिस्प्ले देम नियर स्कूल नोटिस बोर्ड. ओके, so you should do it when your schools are open. You should do it, as I talked about awareness and awareness. So you must do it for to make your loved ones safe. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this chapter, and enjoyment is not the point to be discussed in this chapter. Awareness and the actions, the careful actions what we must take is the point of discussion. So I hope you enjoyed the class, and thank you all.